Mimkomcha, Malkeynu, Tofiya, words by the prophets, music by Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, arranged by humble me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol niya bidvaro. Hishamer lecha pen ta'alei olotecha b'kol makom asher tireh. Ki im b'makom asher yivchar Hashem. B'makom asher yivchar Hashem. Be careful lest you raise your burnt offerings, your Olah offerings, in any place that you shall see fit. Rather, only shall you offer your Olah in the place that God shall choose. So, a few questions come to mind. First of all, why does it mention here the place that God shall choose and not just say Jerusalem? Moses, the greatest of all prophets, he didn't know it would be in Jerusalem. Perhaps he was limited. Perhaps his prophecy was limited and he didn't know that was for King David to decide which exact place. The source for this, like I say, I like looking up sources. I don't like saying things off the top of my head because everybody says things off the top of their head, but who knows the literature? There's some people who know the literature far, far greater than me. The Mechilta de Rabbi Yishmael, one of the books of the Midrash, says, Ad shelo nivchara Yerushalayim hayta kol Eretz Yisrael keshera lemizbachot mishenivchara Yerushalayim yotzet Eretz Yisrael. Before Jerusalem had been especially selected, the entire land of Israel was suitable for altars. After Jerusalem had been selected, all the rest of the land of Israel was eliminated. As it says, Makom, don't offer your sacrifices anywhere, just in the place that God chooses. Another reason off the top of my head is maybe there would be spies. Maybe if Moses had made a declaration in this speech to all of the Jewish people that other nations would hear, oh, they're going to Jerusalem, so we have to fortify Jerusalem and not let them in. That's one of many possible explanations. So the Me'ah Shaloach Rabbi Mordecai Yoseph of Isbitza, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, says the following. Be careful lest you offer your sacrifices in any place that you see. Ki im b'makom asher yivchar Hashem. Only in a place that God shall choose. The language of the warning here is doubled. It says, Hishamer lecha pen ta'aleh. Be careful lest you offer. It could have said, Al ta'aleh, do not offer. It says, be careful lest you offer. So this double language, nothing in the Torah is extraneous. We learn everything seemingly extraneous is there to teach us something. So this seeming extraneous doubled language, the Me'ah Shaloach says that means because the sacrifice mentioned is an Olah, a burnt offering, that's consumed in its entirety and entirely given over to God. Most of the sacrifices were eaten by the people who brought them and by the Kohanim who served in the temple. And there was one sacrifice that it was only for God, totally given over. So what does this have to do with us in our lives? The Mea Shaloach, Rabbi Mordecai Yoseph says, it's an Olah, a burnt offering, an Olah, entirely consumed, is a place where man receives no benefit whatsoever from his action. An Olah is given completely over to God, and no benefit is left for the one who offers it. In such a case, it's forbidden to use anything similar to an Olah. Anything you dedicate completely to God, you can't use for anything else. So you decide what you're giving over to God. I'm living in the land of Israel. I'm sitting in yeshiva maybe. It's only given over to God. I'm not going to get any benefit. I'm going to suffer what everybody else suffers in the land of Israel with a smile, because this is my service of God. My 1 hour a day when I'm davening, when I'm learning, my 1 hour a day when I'm taking care of somebody less fortunate than me, it's not about me. It's just about entirely giving over to this person. And in that way, I'm entirely giving over to God. Who could not be reminded of Rabbi Ashlag, Rabbi Yehuda Leib Ashlag's teaching that the point that there's lekabel and lashpia, there's receiving and bestowing. To receive for the sake of receiving is just being a taker. It's basically being the living dead. I just take, why? Just because I can take, because he who dies with the most toys wins. That's not life, that's death. Then the higher level is, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Ani mashpia al manat lekabel. I influence so I can get something back. Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, I'll wash your windows because you're going to pay me money. Okay, it's normal. I'm going to help. Yeah, I'll help out this guy, and I'm saying, how am I going to get something out of this guy? I have credit with this person. It's very normal. It's kind of not so great. It's not so great, but it's it's part of the evil side of human nature. The point of life, Rabbi Yehuda Leib Ashlag says, has become an Olah Tamima, a completely burnt offering, lashpia almanat lashpia, to get to the point when you're just giving for not expecting any reward. I'm walking around just to help my wife, to help my family, to help my friends, and to help strangers. You gotta know how much you can do. You can't just, you have so much energy, you have to know what you are possible of doing. But when you do that, you think, it's not about me. That's called annihilation of the ego. That's the points of life. That's what we're supposed to get to. First, in every respect, not in a religious sense, not just in a secular sense. I'm just going to be a giving person. It's not about me. I don't want anything in return. And after that, the next stage is to refine it in the path of God, in the way of the Torah. I will end with one of my songs. אנוכי מבקש, הגידה נא לי, איפה הם רואים? אתם חשבתם עליי רעה, אלוהים חשבה לטובה, למען נעסוק היום הזה, להחיות עם רב. אתם חשבתם עליי רע, אלוהים חשבה לטובה, למען עשו כיום הזה, והחיות אמרה.